So continuing with the evening, I'd like to welcome back Chloe Orrock.
Hello. I've got one of those horrible tickly coughs. I blame the Trout poem for making me laugh. This is a really, really new one. So it's kind of in first draft mode. It will probably change a lot and doesn't have a name yet. I was thinking about calling it Distance. Odd that what I wanted most was not to arch my twisting torso up from your mouth, or press your chest to mine and find your heartbeat mattered less than the heat of your damp skin, or pull you in and hold your head against my neck, or hold you at all, in fact. But just to see your face a foot away, greyish in the sharp half light you never get on Skype, your nose burrowed into the bedclothes, eyelids pulsing with dreams, and know that should I wish to, I could wake you, or not. Know that I could blot my lips on your cheek without you knowing, nestle my feet between yours for just a brief moment until, wanting sleep and preferring my left side, I turn away and lie just shy of your edges, leaving you unaware at my back. Thanks. So the next three, I have to choose one of these to perform soon, and I can just pick one. So if anyone has a strong opinion, please let me know afterwards. This first one is called Lady. Be ladylike. Keep your wings tucked in against your body, neatly, showing off the grey, sheeny shine of your smooth, flat feathers. You know, if you spread 'em, those feathers might get rumpled. And when you have your wings open wide, everyone will see the brightly coloured plumage of their underside. All those greens and blues and purples, rainbows over your limbs, it's not proper. It's garish. God, you can't have people see you fly, your body exposed to wind and sun and eyes, muscles rippling and feathers ruffling and feet clawing the air beneath you. Who do you think you are, to stretch your limbs like that? To take up so much space? Fold yourself back away again. Sit in your nest. Be glad it's not a cage. Eat less and wear more. Sit with your legs crossed. Laugh with your mouth closed. Don't talk over the men. Don't fucking squawk. Suck your stomach in. Be careful how you walk. Straighten your hair. If it gets rained on, swear. Otherwise, watch your fucking language. You're a bird and a chick and a darling and a deer. A gazelle, thin and lithe and massive-eyed. A doll, small and sweet and sitting where she's told. Don't get fat, and God help you when you're old. This is called Camber. You streak across the flogged back of the land, a tiny tin man, a pin stuck still in a thing of motion. Your morning paper dangling from you, limp as the toilet tissue hanging from your shoe, as the trailing train gnaws its tracks, bites at a bit of brittle earth ahead and, never quite gaining purchase, chases the camber of the world. The winter has unfurled across the countryside. The ice has curled its way beneath your human hide. Your ancestors wore furs and stirred their stilling blood with wine, caked goose fat on their goose-bumped flesh, and hibernated where they could, in cold castle stones or lesser homes of leaves and sticks and loam. But you wrap your thinning fingers' bones around your coffee cup and feel the steam weave up to leak its tiny heat through the quivering pores of your cheeks, though lost again through the shivering floors of your feet. Remember how you sat in the lung of summer as it sung something beautiful, something new but known, something you were shown by someone who had grown into a swelling breath, drawn in and held a fraction too long, until the song burst from your open mouth, leaving you lightheaded and empty of air. This lyric is one you find echoes of in the sterile buds of your headphones. Its ghost is rattled through your bones by the shaking of the train. The coldly metallic heat of the engines sits stiff around you as you sit still for once. All through the winter months you dart between oases. The radiators, kettles, cookers, heater fans, the man-made mechanical plans to armour you from cold, cradle you in a hold unyielding as the old iron lungs that used to breathe for numb young bodies collapsing in on themselves. Sometimes I want to rip those flaccid wires from your ears and make you hear the sheer single lyric of the silence. This is the last one I'm going to do. It's called, and I have to do it because they're part of the title, it's called Love Poem. Thank you for not saying I love you, ever. Thank you for being a man who clearly plans to keep avoiding that little phrase, who keeps finding ways to somehow say everything but that. I doff my hat to your skill, because it must take some will to keep skirting it still, and to deftly evade any moment I've made where the expectation of that little expression somehow pervades the space between our faces, remaining unplayed, unweighed, un-okayed. Thank you for avoiding those three little words, because I know it's absurd, but they scare the shit out of me. And I'm so grateful to you for being someone who actually listened to me when I said I wanted to take things slowly, for trusting that I was telling the truth when I struggled to say that I really like you, but I'm scared of commitment, for taking my word when I said I want to make this work, but can we just rework some of the words we use, the language we choose, because absurd though it may be, some of it freaks me out. Thank you for believing me when I said not to take it personally. It's genuinely just me, you see, and a question of semantics, which I know is pedantic, but my fear of the idea of the romantic is real. And the fact that you feel willing to deal with that, well, perhaps that's what actually is romantic. And it's not that I'm scared of emotion. It might be to do with the notion of devotion, the promotion inherent in the language we use about love of a story that might not suit all of us. A narrative, a whole culture, a structure, a set in stone picture of how this should be. But me, I'm not the main character in a rom-com, but that doesn't mean that I'm doing it wrong. And you know, affection is not a delusion of perfection or a deflection of faith into worshipping another person, putting them up on a pedestal which in making them more than mere mortal polices their flaws and somehow also makes them less than human. Maybe it's partly just that cliches make me cringe, which I can see is ironic in a person who actually writes sonnets. And the reason I squirm at the term girlfriend or boyfriend is more about the prefix my, because I can't see why relationships have to be writs of ownership. So you see, I have a number of mental blocks when it comes to the boxes our words try to pigeonhole the whole of the human soul into, trying to push the whole human experience into adherence with linguistic coherence. Then again, words may be imperfect, but they are how we as creatures work. And we do have a language to talk about love. So for you, I will try to put up with this stuff if you'll put up with me and you won't make me rush. So thank you for giving me the time to get my mind around these words, to find their worth as signs to which I can attach my own meaning. And maybe I'll learn to use this language, but choose my own interpreter in you. Thank you for not saying I love you. Sometimes actions speak louder than words, so I just want to tell you I've heard, and I really like you too. Thanks. Any opinions, please let me know afterwards. I would be grateful.
Oh, Chloe, our first appearance at Dodo Modern Prize. Let's hope it's not the last. Finishing with a love poem. More applause for Chloe, please. I think, seem to remember that leads quite nicely into our last performer of the